Divan comes up with a cunning plan and starts to chop wood. But as he does, he is interrupted by another cockatrice. He drives it off and then carries his wood to the cave entrance, where he builds 2 bonfires. But the crafty Gorgon sneaks up on him and attacks. So Divan chooses discretion and flees home. On his return, he discovers some villagers have fallen to a cockatrice. Divan hits the scrolls and learns some new spells to aid him in his Gorgon hunting endeavours. He also uses this time to magically create a polished silver mirror. With his new plan, Divan heads back to Medusa's cave to hopefully finish her off. He arrives at the cave to find that some of the statues have been changed. The cave has been altered and there is no sign of Medusa. He awaits her by hiding behind his mirror, and he doesn't have to wait long before the vile Gorgon returns to her lair. Divan goads Medusa and tricks her to gaze upon her own reflection, but alas, it has no effect. The combat turns into a brawl as both opponents try to kill each other without opening their eyes. Eventually, Medusa is driven off and she begins a retreat, claiming that she is going west, leaving Divan and his lands in peace. Divan is glad to see the end of her and lets her go. He stops off at the villagers on the way home and tells them the news, and is rewarded with gold, spell tablets, and various other rewards, including a wife. What is next for Divan? Will we ever see Medusa again? How will the wedding go? Let's find out now on Dicing with Death.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dicing with Death. Ryan, how are you doing today?
Hello, I am doing well.
Good.
Yeah. How about yourself? Happy birthday yesterday.
Thank you.
Apparently you turned 14.
Well, yesterday it said I turned 97. Today it says I turned 14. I think Neal bot is drunk. Someone should fix that. But in actuality, I am 34.
Isn't that a bit personal to be sharing with chat?
It is. Everyone forget what you just heard. You are no longer authorized to have access to that information. Please immediately wipe it from your brains. So we're here to play some Dicing with Death, but we only have a half session-ish for today. So we might not get a whole bunch done, and you might hear this exact same recap next time because there might not be a lot to do here. So let's just start.
Yeah, let's see. So last session we returned from the Medusa adventures back to Necrot, laden with wealth. Finally. Finally some copper pieces. Let's get this economy started.
Backbone of any economy, copper. Yeah. So, realizing that you could really use some industry that's not just Akitos having his children like haul wood for him to chop and then like slowly build a quanot or maybe like dig a hole in the ground. Maybe some real industry would be useful.
I don't think the labor is the problem. Like, children hauling lumber is fine. We need some skilled craftsmen.
Yeah, but like, yeah.
So,
more eloquent way of saying what I was trying to say.
How are we going to resolve the whole arranged marriage arc? Do we just leave that as a cliffhanger? The town elder and Devon's parents are hashing things out, and Devon slips away, escapes mid-dinner.
Something to that effect, and I think they will come to an agreement.
Excuses himself. You know, it's been a long journey. I need some rest. Last time I played the whole, this seems like a big decision. We should probably include families in this discussion. Oh, that's great. Let's go get your parents.
And if you're going to slip away to have dinner, they'll hash out the rest of the details. Everyone seems to be super thrilled about it. But would-be bride is...
Is she there?
She's there, yes. Even the would-be bride is
we rolled
sort
her
of
attractiveness
interested.
last time, I believe.
Yeah. The number 14 is ringing around in my brain. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. She's into it too because
14,
there are not a lot of
14
prospects.
attractiveness. She's
Yes.
older than 14.
Yes, 14 was hotness. I think her age was 26? 23? It was in Devon's ballpark. I don't remember the age though. How old is Devon?
Timeless.
Like 18?
I don't know. I have 20 written on the character sheet, but
She's somewhere in Devon's ballpark. I don't remember what I said last.
have we even invented calendars yet?
Yes. The calendar has been invented. It's very difficult to do crops without calendars.
I mean,
I'm not saying you
just
can't, but like knowing when to plant things is huge.
Okay.
So it sounds like Devon's going to retire for the night. Your family and her family will arrange your marriage. Devon's a good candidate.
I deflect responsibility, and these things just go on without me.
Mm-hmm. Well,
if you don't make your wishes known, others will decide on them for you.
Yeah.
Is he a good candidate? Does anyone really want to be married to a crazy wizard? Blood fountains and cockatrice pits.
Well, when your option is like crazy weird wizard or just like the one untaken pig farmer in town who like eats his own boogers, there's not a lot of options around here for a young girl. So I think Devon's combat prowess, mental fortitude, wisdom, capabilities, all the things that makes him sort of a weird wizard also make him a pretty good candidate for an interesting life, one that promises to be filled with wealth and adventure, power, and probably like a safe future where she can raise her children without fear of being attacked or harmed.
I don't know.
I think you're checking off all the safety boxes.
That's kind of the opposite of what I was explaining to the town elder. How the life of a sorcerer is unpredictable and dangerous, and not really one that lends itself to family life. But
they're confident in your abilities.
Devon's had a long journey, lugging back this gold ore, other assorted loots. He's tired. He's been journeying for weeks, so he calls it an early night. Heads home and rests.
Right.
Let's recover some MP, I guess. I don't know that days are particularly going to matter. So I think it was activity with quality sleep. So rolling at advantage. Alrighty. So we've got some stone tablets to decipher. That's going to take weeks. I think Devon wakes up to just see the heaps of wealth filling up his living space.
Yeah.
Like a mini dragon horde.
Mm-hmm. And maybe this is one of our impetuses for some change or for some civilization, is that you've got all this gold ore sitting around and...
like 3 nuggets.
Yeah, but it's like 30 pounds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you want to get this turned into gold, you could probably maybe melt it down, but you're probably actually going to want like someone who is skilled in metallurgy.
Yeah, and I also need a bigger house with a better treasure hoard. I could just put them in the cockatrice pits. That seems like a safe place to store your treasure.
Yes, it does. But how do you get it out?
I don't know. I think I invent a ring of petrification resistance.
That's what you need, yeah.
Till then... Yeah, I don't know. Trying to... Well... We'll think about that. So there's a lot of research to be done, but I think the first order is probably track down some craftsmen, smiths, metallurgists to get this ore going, amongst other things. So I would like to... Let me see what spells I have offhand. I've also got my legend lore. Locate landmark. I wonder if I can use that to like seek out renowned craftsmen. I mean, it's looking for landmark. Like maybe there's a famous forge or something. However, I think I would need to know its name before. Well, I guess there was some great city to the northwest that I had heard of.
Yes, there is.
So I can seek that out. I've also got legend lore, which I think ordinarily with such vague information, it would take forever. But I think with the use of this crown, the Serona, I can do that instantaneously.
I think so.
Only rumors are known. Casting time is ordinarily 2d6 weeks, but I think with the crown, you can just kind of divine it.
Yes. You're divine enough yourself.
So I think I can use this to seek out rumors of sort of legendary craftsmen. So this is kind of what Devon is ruminating on. Am I aware offhand of any such things? So my Necrot has no real smith.
Correct. You know of the town of Hearthhome.
Yes, okay, we talked about that last time.
Yeah. But that's about it. You know, it exists, it's out there. Somewhere to the northeast, northwest. So let's do some of these divinations at least. See if we can get some more information on Hearthhome. Let's see, spells, locate landmark. There we go. I think it's only 1 mile. Actually, the spell is useless. I don't cast it. Oh, it only locates
it's like
things
within this
mile.
hex. Yeah. So I can't use it to locate Hearthhome. Would it give me the direction, or is it just if it's more than a mile, it doesn't even work?
No, I think it calls on the people within a mile, not whether the landmarks within the mile.
Okay.
Yeah. So it'll give you...
Is it the original... Wait, let's see. As it is known to the people in the range of the spell used.
Right.
So this draws upon the collective knowledge of everyone within... And it's not 1 mile per level, it's just 1 mile, isn't it? Unless the spell had a typo or something. Okay, so I will cast that.
Excellent.
I think this is a custom spell.
It is a custom spell, yes.
Okay, so there's no like... All right. So
there's only what's on the...
So you're the only one who can tell me whether... So it's 1 mile period, does not scale with level.
I think that is correct. I'll have to check the entry on the Goblin's website, but If that's
So
what it
basically,
says, that's what it says.
Basically, I'm looking at, here we go, Goblin's website. So basically, I'm pulling the village of Necrot to see where Hearthhome is.
Yeah. 1 mile. And they give you directions. North by northwest. Actually, just northwest from Necrot. From Necrot. Beyond the plains and the mountain range. Beyond the swamp.
Oh, this spell is actually not very useful. This does not feel like a level 2 spell, dude. This is the divination version of Arcane Spray. I think the way the spell's written, all it does is tell you the direction on a compass.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell you how far it is. So you need to spam the second level spell over and over to triangulate a location.
Or just move in the right direction. It can get you close. Like, if you don't know where anything is, this can get you close enough that maybe you can find someone that has more precise information. It's a very broad direction.
Well, but it doesn't give you... It just tells you a direction. Like, you spend a second level spell slot or 7 MP, and I just get northwest. Yeah. All right. Well, 70 experience. I'll take it. Does a legend lore on Hearthhome reveal any further information?
It tells you that it is a great trade town. They have smiths, jewelers, artisans, all sorts of craftsmen and workers who have gathered here. A waypoint for the tinker gnomes who travel by caravan all over the place. It is the one great town around. It should have all of the workers that you could possibly hope for. Well, maybe not hope for, but it'll have craftsmen. It'll have skilled people. It'll have probably most of what you're looking for.
Right. Do I have any sense of how far this is? Looks like perhaps hundreds of miles.
I do believe the last time you asked about it, someone said it was like 150 miles or something.
Well, I guess we're gearing up for a journey. I am going to... Well, we're going to spend some time in study. Regaining MP and deciphering these stone tablets. Slowed down slightly by the necessity of casting read magic, I believe, right? So,
but not that slowed.
Well, I mean, the read magic makes it studying, although there's probably other ways to study. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 third level spells. That's 33. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 second level spells. So that's 45. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 first level spells. So that's 61 spell levels, D6, approximately 200 pages. I should probably have just done an average, right? So what is 61 times 3.5?
Are you calculating the number of pages?
200 pages, yeah. 200 pages of read magic.
Is the 61d6 for how many?
How many pages equivalent of read magic that those spells would be? Two rounds per level, so I can do 10 pages per casting. It'll take me about 20 castings times 3, so it'll be about 60 MP to do all the read magicking.
Okay.
So let me do some calculations of MP regen, and we'll see how many days this all takes.
Okay.
So where's that handout? Mana regen. If I'm getting quality sleep with studying, it's four dice, top 2. So it'll be R 4d13 d2.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be like 16. 18. All right, so that, and then I'll subtract 60 from that. So that's like 24, not quite there. It's like 49, 69. So there's, okay, so 12, a net 12, a net 37, and then that's more than enough. So how many days was that? So it takes like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days plus the original one. So 6 total days of studying to decipher this text, to regain my MP, and I think I can learn a spell or 2 in that time as well.
Mm-hmm. But now we're in November. Things are beginning to cool down. Food stores are being packed away for the winter.
Mm-hmm.
Goats are being slaughtered, their carcasses and meats being hung.
Make it really hard to not learn Fireball, Neal.
Do what you gotta do.
Also got Lance of Disruption, which is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if it's not meant to be, I won't succeed. But like, I was hoping the minor portal thing would be a replacement for Fireball, but I wasn't able to learn it. Could do Lance of Disruption instead. Let's see. Let's try Lance of Disruption first. No. So that will be 3d2, 5 days. So I only have like 1 day left. Womp womp.
Well, right. Yeah, okay, that's actually fine. That's fine.
Yeah, right. So like the first day, maybe I start with the third. I start at the end and work my way back.
Mm-hmm.
Learn Lance of Disruption, or attempt to learn Lance of Disruption through the process. Fail. Get to the end.
The spells, yeah.
I've deciphered them, but I'm out of days, full MP, and I think I will start my journey. Does anything happen in Necrot in these 6 days?
No, nothing happens in Necrot in these 6 days. But there is a question that arises. You can go by land or by sea, right? You could hike across the swamp and then just explore your way there, or you could find your way to the ocean and take a boat along the coast until you find a river, the river that is supposed to lead to Hearthhome, and then go that way. They're both fraught with different dangers.
Is there a boat? Like, is there a port?
Nothing as fancy as a port, but like Sinus, there are going to be some fishing villages around. And if you are
I am a proficient swimmer, so that seems reasonable enough.
Yeah, if you could convince a fisherman to lend you their boat, or more accurately, probably take you in their boat along the coast. But I don't know if you are wanting a sea journey or you're wanting a land journey. You could get, washed up on an island and stuck there for a while.
I think we'll look for a boat. I guess we'll just leave Necrot and see what we find, but...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you adventure out from Necrot?
Yeah.
Where's our party marker? Ryan keeps deleting.
Oh.
Rolled by all players.
Okay. I'm just sorting out my treasure hoard.
Mm-hmm.
Bring a little bit of coinage, but leave most of it at home. Which potions to bring? Got potions of healing, gaseous form. I don't need a potion. I don't need the water breathing. Probably don't need polymorph self.
Yeah. No need for any of these things. Totally safe.
Rations for the journey. I'll probably bring about 20 pounds of food. Rations weigh, say, like 2 pounds per day.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think it's 3 if they're
fresh or dry, right? Fresh or 3, dry or 2. I think if people are preparing for winter, dry rations are widely available because that's mostly what they're going to be living on for the winter.
Okay.
On the other hand, that's winter food. You could take 20 days of winter food.
I'll stay unencumbered and take about 10 days.
Okay.
Got some weight to spare as well. Do I have water? Water skin, yeah, that's on. Yeah, that's probably should be in pack, but all right. So we should be good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Did anything happen over the course of a week?
Yeah, your parents and your fiance's parents have decided that a spring wedding would really be best. It's sort of foreboding to do it in the autumn before winter. Not really, new couple probably shouldn't be spending a winter tucked away in a home together. It's probably better to have supportive friends and family and maybe start in better weather. Spring is probably the right time to get married. So they have set your wedding date at an appropriate time in the middle of spring somewhere.
Okay, Devon will ignore his problems and set out in search of Hearthhome. Actually,
info.
I think what you need is your random encounter tables because we're about to get walking.
Yes, I do have those lying around as well. Where the hell is this? The folder marked gods. Wow. It's a smart place to put it, Neal. Wow. Luna, your wedding is set for May 25th. Wow, look at that.
My birthday.
Mm-hmm. That is when Reluna, the goddess of passion, is at her zenith.
Is this chosen for any particular reason, Neal?
Well, because what better time to get married than on the, when Reluna, goddess of passion, is high in the sky?
I'm wondering if May 25th is the zenith of Reluna for any particular reason.
Oh, no. It just happened to mathematically work out that way.
Sure it did.
Yeah. I had to... Actually, technically, it depends on what year calendar you're looking at. But if you're looking at, I think, a 2012 calendar... No, a 20... 20 calendar? Calendar is this? Is 2018? I don't know. Depending on the year, she peaks on the 25th of May. Has nothing to do with you, though. Everything to do with the cycle of the seasons.
I think I would like to take the tablet that has Fireball on it.
Okay.
And attempt to learn that on the journey.
Yeah, it's a nice heavy block. Let's hope that your trip doesn't involve any hard falls or things being tossed overboard.
I mean...
Might not want to lose that tablet. But it's probably going to be fine, right? Who breaks spell books?
Only you.
Yeah. So let's set out. Show us. Go. Move the token.
So let's see. Day 1, I can just go 2 tokens. So we'll journey here. I believe this is where my friendly neighborhood giants live. I don't necessarily seek them out, but...
You will see them, even if you don't seek them out. They probably see you, but don't give a shit because they're involved with other stuff. And, it's just a bunch of giants and giant families doing their thing.
Cool.
Here's our binder, our folder, notepad. I believe this is Brutus that you see here. Children.
Yeah.
Yes. And you can pull for encounters. Yeah, your only encounters this day are the giants that you see in the distance. Next day.
There. Let me check the movement rates. In the forest, it is 7, so I can move 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and we reached the ocean.
Yes, you do.
And I would like to skirt the shore looking for a port city.
Well, you're not going to find a port city, but you can find a
port.
fishing village. Actually, in that last hex that you were in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I will walk into this fishing village.
Yes. It is on the far side of the hex, like way over here in this corner, away from the swamp. It is a town called Aquinas.
And I will walk into the village. Walk into the town and head to the docks.
Yes, you can head down to the seashore. There is not much in the way of docks. It's mostly small boats that they just beach on the sand itself and pull up. But there is one proper dock for boats that need to be, tied to something, or someone who doesn't want to haul it all the way up. And for some of the larger boats that can't be hauled up onto shore. Family fishing groups and whatnot. The people here are interested to see you. You are offered hospitality, as is the custom of the area: food, shelter, water. And people ask who you are and what you're doing here.
Yeah, I think I've headed straight to the docks. Maybe a crowd gathers and follows me there.
Yeah, a couple of people here, a couple of people there.
Greetings, noble fisherman. I am journeying to Hearthhome, and wonder if you fine seafaring folk might know the swiftest route, currents that may guide me.
A young woman with short black hair greets you at the boat. Here's your cry for assistance, help for traveling.
There's no cry for help. It's a request for information.
Well, where are you going?
I just Hearthhome, as I was just explaining to these fine people.
That's a mighty long distance away.
Indeed. And what better way to travel such long distances than by water? Do any vessels leave here or from this port make their way to Hearthhome?
Some of the other people nearby start muttering and kicking the sand a little bit. But this dark-haired woman that you're speaking to will pipe up and say, I've made the journey before. It's a long
made it
one.
Before, or you make it regularly?
I've made it before, once.
Are there any ships that routinely travel to Hearthhome?
She shakes her head. No, nothing out that way ever comes out this far. And people out here don't usually have enough money to warrant a trip to Hearthhome. You're gonna have to have something that you're taking with you. Do you have any little bits of pretty that you can sell them or trade them? You can't just show up on the doorstep and hope that they'll, no. What do you got? What do you need?
Knowledge on both accounts. I am an emissary of Krob. We are growing. Our mountain is rising, and we have need of craftsmen.
Well, that sounds mighty promising. I can show you the way, but you're gonna have to trade me something more valuable than knowledge.
Is she on a boat?
No,
is
she
in front of a boat, near a boat?
She is near a boat. She is currently working on repairing a net.
Can I assess the boat to guess its seaworthiness? As an untrained, like I'm not a navigator, I'm not a seaman, but like to a layman looking at this boat, does that look like a boat that's gonna travel on the ocean 100 miles? Or is it just a little dinghy?
The two are not necessarily at odds. You can have a small dinghy that can travel hundreds of miles.
Mm-hmm.
It's a small boat. It's maybe 25 feet long.
That's a pretty good sized boat. It has a sail.
It does have a sail and room for oars. It's got a little cabin that heads down inside and a small hold that can open up on the other end. So there's a little room for storage of things, not a lot. You could fit 2 people fairly comfortably, I suppose.
In a 25-footer? You could fit like 10 people.
Well, not really. In a 25-foot boat? Yeah, that's not as big as you might think it is.
Depends what kind of boat. If it's like a sailboat.
I mean, it's a fishing boat, right? It's designed to hold cargo, hold fish, but it's not like 25 feet is 5 people lengths, and the very front of that doesn't hold anything. Yeah, I stand by my assessment of a 25-foot boat.
2 people for an overnight journeys comfortably.
Yeah.
But ain't no dinghy.
Yeah, maybe dinghy might be a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit bigger than a dinghy.
Yeah, dinghies are usually like 10, 12 foot little rowboats. It's a sailboat.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. 2 people for.
What do you have to offer her?
I tell her I have coin, valuables. What is it you want?
Well, I'll take coin if we're going to Hearthhome.
Probably should have brought some potions of water breathing for her. Although I guess, yeah. What do you typically charge for a journey like this? What did you charge the last time you went to Hearthhome?
Well, I just went for my own reasons. I didn't charge anybody anything. Well, let's see. It'll be about... How many days is this? It's gonna be about 5 days to get there. Maybe 6, because we got to go upriver. And that'll slow us down might a bit. And then about 5 to turn around and come back. Another day in Hearthhome. We're looking at about 2 weeks.
This is silver a day. Seem a fair wage?
Seems plenty fair. She will take the silver a day.
Well then, I will give her 7 silver. And say the rest when you see me back safe.
Will do.
When should we leave?
Tomorrow? Probably best to leave in the morning.
Sure thing.
Great. I got a small hut in town if you don't have a place to stay, if you need shelter over your head. She makes like a vague gesture up onto shore and inland a little bit.
Be lovely.
All right.
I will head into town and make myself comfortable. Are the people here in need of my services?
What services are those?
I don't know.
No,
Wizardly services.
Well,
Divining and removing of curses. I don't know.
There is a young man in the village who has been attacked by one of these cockatrices, but rather than his whole body turning to stone, it's just the foot and leg that was pecked that is petrified, and the rest of him is still fleshy. So he was sort of just like
fascinating,
hauling around this one stoned foot and, bottom of his below the knee.
Yeah, so maybe I'm talking about my journeys with the Medusa.
Mm-hmm.
I probably, yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
I tell them, that I did battle with the Medusa, drove her from this land. They're probably like, sure you did. But maybe it comes up that this guy has a stone leg. I say, just his leg? Impossible. All of our people were turned head to toe to stone.
Mm-hmm.
Might I see this man? And
you are brought before the boy.
Oh, it's a boy?
Yes, young man, big boy, 16 years old or something.
Can I see your foot, lad? You must have failed your save by one and begged the powers of love to spare your foot or spare your body.
He just shakes his head and moves his body, leaving his stone foot where it is.
I don't really have any magic to cast. I think I will just examine it and see if my legend lore might tell me anything. I guess I could drop it to detect magic. What is the material component for detect magic? Oh, this is the one with the crystal dust. I believe I just have on its own. Pouch of crystal dust. So I'll go ahead and sprinkle some magic dust on the kid's foot.
Mm-hmm. The foot will come back slightly magical because he is a petrified statue.
Petrified statues are magic?
Well, the other ones that you have seen probably weren't actually, but this guy's foot is semi-magical while the rest of his body is not.
Would a dispel magic cure this, do I think? Oh, you know what? I do have skill. I have arcanology, and I have spellcraft. And folklore, even. Would any of these be relevant, or should I roll any of these?
Arcanology, folklore, and spellcraft. Yeah, give me an arcanology check as you poke around at the boy's foot and see what you can make of
Womp
it.
womp. Nothing. This is the first time in the history of magic that something like this has happened.
Yes.
Can I, and then a legend lore, I guess would tell me, I don't know what a legend lore would tell me.
Only one way to find out.
I mean, I use the power of the Sirona. I need to take a bathroom break. Shall we take our break now and hop in for part 2 of this mini episode?
Sounds great. See you on the other side of the break. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.